In today's video, I want to look a little closer at gold. Gold is telling us what is coming, and it is not a strong dollar. Folks, you've got to quit listening to these people trying to convince you that the dollar is going higher. Martin Armstrong is one person that just comes to mind. He's been trying to talk the dollar up for a year and a half, and it's just been going down, ever since. We've had a bounce out of a 3-year cycle low, but that bounce is already starting to roll over. The dollar is not going to get back above the 2017 high. I've noted this before. Right here, the dollar made a marginally higher high, and you can see that gold was already anticipating that the rally in the dollar was not sustainable. It wasn't even remotely close to moving below the August low. You can see we've got a nice rounded base forming here. For anyone that is listening, gold is telling you that the dollar is toast and that we've got inflation coming, not deflation. In my last video, I noted that during this decline here, I got tons of emails from trolls telling me that I was wrong and gold was going below $1,000. And of course, these idiots are wrong, like they always are. This is what happens at major turning points. The market has to wipe out the bullish sentiment, get everybody on the wrong side of the boat, and then we move back in the other direction. And that's what gold has done. During this decline, it convinced all of these dumb money traders that the world was in deflation and we were heading down and everything was going to crash and burn, and the exact opposite is happening. Now, I showed this chart months ago. You can see this little period right here, 3 months in a row where price was just compressed into a very narrow range. This is called a volatility coil. And I explained at the time that about 70-75% of the time, the initial move out of one of these coils, even though it tends to be violent, is a false move that is soon reversed, and a much more powerful and durable move in the opposite direction is then generated. And so everybody had warning months and months ago that this was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. Here's the violent move out of the coil when this tight range here breaks, gets everybody on the wrong side of the boat. Then we get the reversal, and here we go. We're reversing. We're coming right back into the range of the coil. We're going to come, we're going to go through this range, and we've got a lot of upside ahead, because in the next 4 to 8 years, we're going to have a lot of inflation. All right, moving on to a little bit longer term look. You can see after the elections, we had that powerful rally, and then we entered this long sideways consolidation box. We broke down out of the consolidation box. This is the point at which I started getting the emails from the trolls beating their chest, thinking that that they were that I was wrong and gold was going below 1,000, and so now you can see things are unfolding exactly as I said they would. Right here, I noted this in a previous video. We get the undercut of this election low. This is how big money enters positions. They manufacture these undercuts, triggers stops. A lot of shares come on the market. Suddenly, it allows billion-dollar positions to be taken right here by big money traders, by the banks, basically, without otherwise trying to put on $1 billion position is going to push price up, and you're going to be buying at higher and higher prices. So for somebody like a big bank that needs to enter a multi-billion-dollar position, you have to manufacture something like this. You have to trigger a lot of stops that allows you to get into these huge positions without moving price against you. So this was your first clue of what was coming, was this undercut right here that had no follow through, that didn't continue down when it broke through this support. And now you can see GDX is moving back into this consolidation box. Yes, there are going to be, corrective moves to the downside. I have no idea how to predict when they're going to happen. We had a pretty good corrective move right here. Didn't stop the upward trend though. And ultimately we're going to come up. We're going to test the upper part of this consolidation box, and then we're going to break out to the upside. We're going to break out of this consolidation box at some point here. So, I've been trying to warn people this was coming. You've had plenty of notice that this was happening. So, you can either take advantage of it, or you can, stay on the sidelines. But we don't have deflation coming. Gold is telling us that. The dollar is not going higher like the dollar bulls want you to believe. Gold is the canary in the coal mine. It's telling you the dollar's topping, and that we have inflation, and probably severe inflation in our future over the next 5 to 8 years.